Hey everybody, welcome back. So, I got lost. I could check on the map where the Freedom Trail starts, but like this guy, I'm just gonna do this instead. It's not that I don't know where the Freedom Trail is, because I could just walk it backwards, but that was very difficult, and I got lost. So I'm gonna kill this guy because it makes me happy. Just die. Go away. I mean, I know I started this fight, but still. I know it doesn't start a good neighbor. It starts like at the Boston Commons, but I can't find the Boston Commons. I'm sorry. I was going on a monologue for why I like this game. It has its problems, don't get me wrong. But the Freedom Trail, I swear, ironically enough, offered me very little freedom. And I had to follow this way. I probably just could have found where the church is. But I suppose this is a metaphor for something. Because this becomes the railroad's biggest flaw. And it's that they are super paranoid. And they go to extreme measures to do anything. Shut up. Damn super mutants. Of course, a video where I talk about why I like a game descends into just like why it pisses me off. But that's any good game. But like I said, towards the newspaper and Piper, I've been playing this game one day at a time, and having an adult life makes that a little bit harder. You find less time for things, and playing one day at a time is a lot easier. And not to say you grow more cynical as you get older, but as you grow more older, you start to understand that not one thing changes the world. No one person can have a great effect on the larger society, but at the same time, no one person can really do so much without sufficient cause or sufficient reason or backing. And it's why I kind of related best to the railroad, honestly. It's just, it was one step at a time of it. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I found it. I thought it caved in. It was a quest and a faction that basically said, we're not going to save the world. We're just here for the little guy, one day at a time. You know, the Institute wanted to take the world back to what it was. So did the Brotherhood of Steel. The Minutemen and the Railroad, I sympathize a little bit better because they wanted to just focus on the here and the now and do things one day at a time. You know, even now that the quest is over, the Railroad still just want to do what they can for the synths. And the Minutemen are still just helping out the Commonwealth. So I followed the Freedom Trail into what I thought would be not freedom. Ironically, I didn't follow the Freedom Trail to find freedom. I followed the Freedom Trail to get... What do you want? What?
Patriot didn't make it out of the institute.
Oh, really?
Are we clear?
Well, hold on a second.
What happened to Liam?
I don't know specifically. Neither do you. Read this letter, and then destroy it. We won't talk about this again.
Shut up. Okay, hold on. Nope, we're sitting down. We're reading this letter. I need a place to sit. Ooh. You betrayed me. Me, after all I did for you. I trusted you. I risked everything to help since to help you in this. This is how you repay me. My father is dead. Everyone I loved and cared about was vaporized or lost in the buried and radiated shithole. All because of you. I used to feel sorry for you. You lost your son. You missed out on every moment of his life. Now I see it's only what you deserve. I cannot live with myself due to my stupid trust in him. In you, I've destroyed humanity's best hope for the future. If there's any failures in the world, you never get a good night's sleep in what remains of your hopefully short, miserable life. Liam. Wow. So, that's awkward. Talking about how much I like the railroad. God damn it, Deacon. For people who don't know, Deacon dresses as something different every fucking day.
We knew taking you from the institute would cost us.
So, yeah, this is part of the reason I picked the railroad. We had the whole freedom fight, we stopped the Institute, but not without, sacrifices. And we betrayed this guy. We did. I won't lie about that. When I went to the Institute and found out that my son was 60 years old, and the one behind it all, it was a great dramatic moment. It was a good way to turn the story on its head. It's, do I stay loyal to my son, who's working for literal boogeymen? Or do I, turn on him for my ideals, my new ideals, my new sense of family in this world? It's an interesting character perspective. And I'm going to move these dead bodies to prove it. Hold on. These are here for a reason. Anyways, I feel like part of this sounds Hippocratic. Because I'm like moving dead bodies around. Oh, this one's occupied. Damn it. No, stop. Okay, let's go. Here, this one's empty. Don't mind me, Doc. Sit down. God damn it. I am bothering someone else. I'm bothering him. Oh, he's in. There you go. See, it's fine now. But I like being the rebels. I like being the underdog, and a lot of people also like being the underdog. Is his body just gonna stay there the whole time? Because he killed himself. This is actually segues into a really good part of what I'm talking about. In a lot of these factions are exclusive to other factions. The Minutemen are the only people you can kind of stick with and not piss off anyone else, because the Minutemen are pretty selfless. They don't have any goals that infringe upon anybody else's goal. They don't like the Institute. That's because the Institute's pretty bad all around. So let's look at the impact this has had on the other factions. Away. Welcome to Castle. The Minutemen. I didn't do that. That was there before I got here. I put this here, and I put that there. That's not me. I'm better than that. I put these here, though. Minutemen. So this is where the Minutemen work. And it's a nice place. It comes preset with a lot of stuff. Lights that I just had to flick on with the switch. Wires that go through buildings. The Minutemen out here really don't bother anyone else. Hey, Strong. I put Strong here because he doesn't like when I put on power armor back home. Boat. Yeah, it's pretty isolated. And this really stands for why the Minutemen kind of don't offend anybody, despite having weapons like this and that and this whole base. But the Minutemen work because they're the neighborhood watch. It's hard to say they really offend anybody, but at the same time, their faction suffers from a lot of quests that seem pretty standard, lack a lot of motivation and inspiration, and don't have a lot of compelling characters. Like, Preston Garvey's interesting, but he's just some guy you help for the first time. Water purifier. So while the castle is cool and I can appreciate it, and I built this place up to a varying degree, I can't say it really left its mark on me enough to support the Minutemen more than anybody else. I like it, and I'm glad there's a default faction for you to follow, but I would prefer the Minutemen really had something that makes them stand out more. This base is a good start, and the artillery is another great start. But I'm afraid it just wasn't enough to really get me going. So welcome to the site of my other latest atrocity, the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel were the first faction I found, and, well, this is what happened to them in the Railroad quest line. Like I said, part of this quest line having exclusive factions is the other ones kind of have to suffer for it. And as much as I didn't want to hurt the Brotherhood, and I really appreciated how disciplined they are and the structure they had aboard the airship. They had an airship, for God's sakes. This is something I just felt like I had to do. Their radical idealism that ended up hurting themselves and shooting themselves in the foot really kind of put the nail in the coffin for themselves, literally. And while I was disappointed that happened, it felt really, it felt realistic for that to kind of have something happen as a result of my actions and their actions. For me to stay undercover in the Railroad while in the Institute necessitated that I have to work against the Brotherhood a little bit more. So unfortunately, the Brotherhood is gone. But it's weird. I took some of the best stuff the Brotherhood had, their power armor, their weapons. Paladin Dance, I have no idea. Paladin Dance, I think, is dead because I left him at this airport when the plane crashed. But part of picking a side and kind of standing with your morals, like I did with the Railroad, means being able to stand with your back or your front against your achievements. And I killed a lot of Brotherhood dudes. And that sucks, and I can't get through this door for some reason. It's the price to be paid, and I'm not trying to justify myself. I'm not trying to justify my choice in the railroad. I'm merely trying to showcase what it's like when a journey really pays off. When a journey really, how do I put this? Really rewards you for paying attention with the politics and the people, and it rewards you for having an informed opinion. And sometimes that reward isn't positive. Sometimes it's negatives. Like, this place was a burning piece of fire, just everywhere. It was a dumpster fire, just awful. And the first thing I did was run towards the fire to see if there's anybody I could save or anybody I could watch or just anything. Like, for the Institute, I was at least able to save some people by convincing Father or my son to get me to release some people or like hit the escape pods or whatever. This person died. Maybe I'll come back for this stuff later. I don't know. But this is kind of the price to be paid. Not because the Brotherhood was evil by any sense of the word. I know people that side with the Brotherhood, but this is just something that I kind of chose to do. And it meant a lot to me because I kind of considered the Brotherhood really good allies, and to have this happen to them is kind of a shame. But it helped shape the world. Like, if I didn't side against the Brotherhood, this carcass of an airship wouldn't be here. And it's nice to see that. And while the world is an emptier place because they're gone, I've left my mark on this world, and that's something I really can't stress enough. And it's something a lot of video games don't do, like radically change the game world so that something like this happens, so that an entire budget of people and dialogue and models and location are just gone, is, I think, something a testament to how big this game is. Even if it's not as great as its predecessors. So I'm back, and I needed to put the suit on and some Rad-X because I kind of forgot that. Well, I forgot what a nuke is. Let's be honest. There's a lot of radiation, and it kind of really, it really sets in when you realize you're the monster who ruined your own life, because the nukes made you go into the vault, and I just set off a nuke in the Institute. It's not a decision I supported, but it was the only decision I was allowed to make. Oop. I think almost any faction actually does the nuke thing, where they nuke someplace or something or other. The Institute, I think, nukes this place. The Minutemen nuke it. The Brotherhood of Steel nuke it. There used to be the CIT here, Commonwealth Institute of Technology. So I have to stand behind this achievement, if I can even call it an achievement. You know. Can I get? There you go. So this is what's left. And I'm always a fan of when games radically change their environment in order to demonstrate your effect on it. Dragon Age Inquisition has a really cool way of doing it in a couple areas. Gears of War has really great weather effects, like the Krill in Gears of War 1, like Razor Hail in Gears of War 2. Ways to demonstrate your environment is dynamic. I think, oh, it cleared up a little bit. How nice. I'm sure the water's fine. Oh, there's a little place right there. Sploosh. So yeah, I kind of like that I'm being surprised by all this chaos and destruction I put here. Oh man, this place is screwed. If you kind of like look, there's a way you can kind of see everything. But yeah, CIT's gone. Rad-X is worn off. So yeah, this is the crater I left behind when I blew up the Institute, which was an awesome place. If you guys ever look up footage of it, it was sleek, it was shiny, it was safe. But I disagree with it because, well, it's not fair. I did let people escape. That has to be said. So Liam's note about killing everyone isn't entirely true. But at the same time, you know, I have to admit, yeah, I committed an atrocity. And you kind of have to live with that. And it's why this world felt so flexible. It definitely felt a lot shorter than Skyrim. The journey felt a lot shorter than Skyrim. But at the end of the day, this is kind of what I'm left with. And it's kind of why Fallout 4 succeeds, despite being so small and despite being exclusive in its quest design, is that I'm able to do stuff like this. Not that you should pride yourself on being a war criminal, in any sense of the word. Oh, there's still rads here. I'm a fool. I'm now infected with rads. Plus 13 rads. This is bad. I'm gonna put the suit back on. There you go. All better. Let's leave. Walk away from this hellish nightmare. Yeah. Walk away from the... Oh, God! God damn it. I was trying to look cool. You ruined it for me. No, not more fighting. No. Well, maybe I'll go in there and I'll fight with them. Maybe that'll be easier. Ah! I'm from the future. Past. I was about to say I'm from the future. That's wrong. So anyways, this is why I like Fallout. Why I like Fallout. What I did for summer basically comes down to Fallout and then fucking stupid... No. No, stop it. Where are you? There you are. There. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, where you going? Got him. I'm the best, not you. This is my channel. Where are you? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. This is my place now. I did it. Me. It was me all along. I'm the war criminal. I'm gonna admit this kind of got away from... God, more? No, I don't want that. Anyways. Fallout 4 is a nice game because it lets me do lots of things. Maybe not as many as its predecessors, but a lot of things that other games don't do. Like killing this man and robbing his corpse. So, the last thing that happened in the game before I turned it off was I fled the Institute and my son gave me a son. Which should be my grandson when you think about it metaphorically. But part of the idea I really like the railroads. The railroad, and I was working on the railroad because it gave me a chance to... I felt really in sync with their goals to think that synthetics are life. And what better way than to... with my new synthetic son, Sean. So... he asked me if I could have him a thing.
Yep.
Got it right here.
Perfect. Thanks.
Here you go.
I can do some really neat stuff. Do you like it? Maybe if you don't need it, you could sell.
Right.
Thanks again, Dad.
Well, what'd you give me? Shut up! I said get off the drugs. Not in front of my kid. Go. It's a really... go away. All these people around me when I'm trying to have an intimate moment.
Hi there.
It can be scary out here sometimes.
Stop it.
People just never give up, do they? They're always trying to make things safer.
What did he give me? No. What did he give me? Give me a gun? The hell did he give me? Some son. Went through all the trouble of saving him and someone built him for me? And I get this? What did he give me? Where are you going? Sir, I'm your father. Sir? Sir! Where are you going? No! God damn it. Well, I guess I'll just leave me with my corn. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Huffles and Stuff. I went through all that trouble to save my son. And you gave me nothing. So maybe this was all just one big, pretentious middle finger. Maybe I had nothing profound to say really about video games. And maybe, just maybe... Wait, where's the sun? Maybe I'll find a new sun someday. Where's the actual sun? I'm trying to have a cool dramatic moment and I can't find the sun. This is ridiculous. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill, science rules. Psycho Crusher. Psycho Killer. Ba-da-da-da. There's never enough soda in these things. Kablam! Spider sense that, bitch. Ah, nope, we won't start in a second. Because this guy's being a jerk. Jesus! Alright, hold on. Hold on, Mercedes. I gotta deal with these bufooks. No, stop with the radiation! I'm leaving. I'm going home. Back to my cuddly power armor. I really feel like I lost sight of what was happening. I got distracted, and then all my choices became catastrophes. Man, I had a big day. Murdering people. You know, condemning my son. And, you know, basically saying I didn't care about him. You know what, I'm gonna stop the recording here. Mercedes, you figured out this is a good video.